what changed?
Well, I just think being aggressive and continue to maintain the box outs, but also I think what we teach in practice, you got to hold your box out, especially when you have so many perimeter guys. They have 4 guys on the perimeter. They have a guy that's posting if he's around the rim. Hold your box out, because when those things go long, you got to be able to grab that ball as opposed to running in there and all of a sudden it tips. They're getting 3-point shots. And I thought we really got exposed in the second half with those guys making 3-point shots off those long tips. But we just did a poor job of holding those long box outs when they tipped the ball out.
Coach, they have 2 dominant scores in Cook and Young. Tonight they had 3 scores scoring double figures. Was that the bugaboo? Benjamin, he averaged 8 points a game. Tonight he had 18. Was that the...
Well, I think in Benjamin's case, now 3 or 4 of his threes were probably because, again, don't get long rebounds, ball swings. Because I think the shot clock went down on 1. He made a 3 with maybe a second left on the clock. And that might have been his first one. Then he got his head up from there. And I thought Cook did a good job really posting, taking advantage of mismatch situations, getting to the free throw line. And Joe Young was just sound from start to finish.
You guys have not been a good foul shooting team most of the year, but the last 3 games I think you're barely 50%.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I just think it's a matter of making them. We spend a lot of time on them in practice. I just think it's a matter of having confidence, shooting the ball. Because we spend plenty of time on them, probably more than I would like to. We spend a lot of time. It's just being aggressive and knocking them down, having confidence.
Cuonzo, what were you trying to do on Joseph Young during the game?
Defend him. I mean, just really. I mean, he's a good basketball player. He's a quick guard. He's probably more of a combo than true point, but he scores it. I think the biggest key is just accepting the challenge and guarding him. I mean, same thing we like to do with every guy. You got to take pride in defending. You have to be a good one-on-one defender. Keep him in front of you. Have to guard him.
Is 20 shot attempts about right for Jabari, more or less?
I don't necessarily say 20 shots. He shot 20. I've never given a gauge to a guy how many shots you shoot in the game. I think you play in the game, you feel the game, and you go from there. But I thought he was very aggressive. I thought in a couple of situations, more so in the second half than the first, probably the time he should have shot a 3. Then this time he should have drove the ball. And that's just the feel and the pace for him. But I'll never give a gauge to a guy how many shots he shoots, as long as they're good shots and you're playing within the system.
Yeah. Coach, these are young guys. You have a pretty big turnaround. How do you uplift the team's spirit after a tough loss tonight? You got to prepare for a tough game.
Continue to compete, continue to play hard, and go back and watch film. You learn from it. Because there's always correctable errors, and I think that's the biggest key, to learn from it. I think the thing where we broke down tonight, the long rebounds, they get their heads up. And you got to get stops, one-on-one defense. That's what it came down to, what they did in the second half, especially with Cook. Just kind of made a lot of one-on-one plays and feed off Cook. And, Joe Young made plays, but I think Cook was the guy that they went through in the second half.
Because of the quickness of their middle-sized guys, were you almost forced to play smaller?
Well, I think more so than anything because they pretty much play with 4 perimeter guys. When Bell goes out, it's almost 5 perimeter. I mean, Cook, he doesn't really shoot a lot of threes, but he's a face-up kind of guy. So when Bell went out, I just felt like that was a better opportunity for those guys offensively, because that means David had to guard a guy, and it's hard to put 2 bigs out there because I think Benjamin's first 3 from the wing by the bench, Christian was defending him, did a good job of challenging. All of a sudden, the shot went up. Christian goes in, just instincts as a big guy. He gets the ball, knocks a 3 down. So, and I just think that was the lineup for us to go with 4 guards. I mean, because it gave us the best chance because they had perimeter guys.
How do you negotiate the fact that there were times where Tyrone had 4 guys collapsing on him into the paint, and then obviously his free throws? Is there any way to solve that or to ameliorate that?
If 4 guys collapsing on him?
Yeah.
I just think if that's the case, then Tyrone finds a guy that's open. I mean, that's the only way I can answer that. Tyrone finds a guy that's open, because if there's 4 guys on him, then somebody's open. Yeah.
Especially in the second half, those guys weren't hitting.
Well, then that's it. I mean, because if he made good decisions, and I thought he was sound with his decisions, they miss shots, you miss them. Yeah.
Is there anything that you can learn tonight from playing Oregon that will help you against Oregon State?
Well, I haven't watched a lot of film on Oregon State outside of watching their games, but I haven't watched film as far as putting pen to the paper. I know they're a zone team, they're a possession-type team, but not really. I'll start watching film on those guys tonight, but, our focus is Oregon going into the game. Yeah.
Is there any kind of added urgency knowing that you're kind of on a losing streak now, 3 games up,
I don't know if it's added urgency, just playing basketball games. I mean, every game is important. I think you play and you compete, and the most important game right now is Oregon State.